Hello everyone! So, you saw a recent video, or hopefully you saw a recent video, where I opened up a blind box I got from SirToys, a company that will send off a whole bunch of weird toys from China. Mostly knockoffs, but then some super weird original ones too. And things from all over the transforming robot spectrum. Tons of stuff available. So, I asked SirToys to pack me up a box of just whatever, and that's what I got. Whatever. And there's a few highlights that I want to actually point out because they're just particularly cool. So, what you see on screen right now is pretty much the standard of what was in there. A lot of like super simple, super thin, super flimsy kind of stuff. You know, that kind of thing. You know, the dollar store kind of plastic. Like, super squishy. And yeah, just like barely functioning. And that's a lot of knockoffs, let's be honest. So that wasn't too surprising. I think what was surprising was how many of them were based on Cyber Battalion Megatron. Even the ones that weren't tanks kind of took from that. A lot of them took engineering from similar toys. I had one that was supposedly the Hulk, but it actually was just a generic red and green and purple robot, and a Lamborghini that had a Batman logo on it. That had a Bumblebee head, and they both transformed exactly the same way, even though they were different sizes, and the Bumblebee one was actually half diecast. Bizarre, right? Bizarre. So a lot of them were like this, a lot of them little flimsy little things like this, so not big deal. This was my favorite out of those because this is actually putting an attempt in to be kind of a Springer of sorts. So there is an attempt. There is an attempt. You see the car mode here, okay? See the car mode, all right? Flip, flip, tab, boop, helicopter. It tried, right? It tried. I don't know. Sometimes it amuses me. I mean, that's one of the nice things about getting those things. You get them like as novelties, pretty much, but it's amusing how they rework themselves sometimes and like making the most of a super simple, super cheap production. So at the very least, it's kind of cute and endearing in that way. The ones that I like the most out of those like random, cheapo knockoff plastic, weird super color things are these, which are supersized versions of G1 cassette formers. This one is supposed to be it's supposed to be steel jaw. A little bit of the engineering's out. There's no ankle tilt, which makes it a little bit weird to stand up, but pink lion. Basically, pink lion. I thought that was fun for me. There was a blue rat bat as well, but it's so flimsy, I can't really do anything. These actually hold together pretty good. Ramhorn, pretty easy to see. They kept some brown in that one. My favorite being Slam Dance here. Done up in two-tone green. Two-tone green Stego. That works for me. And yeah, like they just fold up into like rudimentary takes on the G1 cassettes. And they're a little bit closer to actual cassette size now. So, kind of fun. They came with their parts, too, which was also a nice little bonus. So they can be technically complete. So, those are amusing. As someone who, really collects the cassettes and tries to get a whole mess of them, actually kind of endearing. Actually kind of like those. Some stuff in there took me off guard because I'm pretty sure it's not a knockoff. The grand finale almost hit the floor. I should edit that out, but whatever. I'm fallible. I will expose it. There. That is a Hello Carbot, a Korean transforming robot toy line. And it doesn't even seem knockoff. Like, it's really solid. It's well painted. Feels well made. Plastic isn't hollow or cheap. And yeah, it's like fully functional. There's even parts on it that are like too stiff, like scary stiff. So it's like completely accurate. See if I can actually get this thing undone without breaking the clip, because there is a clip in here that's like, yeah, really kind of scary. But listen, look. There's ratchet joints and everything. So yeah, I don't even think this was, like, it came with instructions even. So I think this is just like a full-fledged figure that ended up in here. I've looked at Carbot once in a while. This is definitely one design that I've recognized. So super cool to actually end up with it completely by accident. Just look at him. Look at that. Look at how cool he looks. Look at how cool that looks. That's awesome. Like, I'm super happy that that was thrown in. Like, he looks really good. He looks really cool. I'm not even showing you a spear weapon even. Looks awesome. Looks awesome. Thrilled with that. Yeah, so, yeah, like, again, I don't think that's even a knockoff. I think that's just the thing. Plenty that are knockoffs, and interesting ones at that. So here's one of Studio Series Ratchet. However, he's actually quite a bit bigger than Studio Series Ratchet should be. To give away when I'm filming this, let's put G-Axis in here. And you can see he's almost Voyager size. Pretty beefy. And yeah, same engineering, same level of articulation. Holds together actually pretty well. Like it, it wouldn't really. It doesn't quite feel like a knockoff. It feels more like just like I got unlucky at retail and picked up one with a little bit of looseness here and there. Yeah, and truth be told, I actually really like the darker green on this one. It's a good bit darker than even the movie 1 Ratchet. So it actually really works well in the mold. I really like it. And yeah, very cool. A lot of this comes down to, like, the larger sizes actually helps me appreciate the engineering more and shores up a lot of stuff. It's a wonder, like, how much better it feels in hand, just for the sake of, like, the extra surface area that some of the joints have. The extra, just like the extra mass and weight that it has in the right spots, really does just like feel better when it's that much bigger. Don't make an innuendo out of that. Don't take that out of context. All right, let's show another oversized one. This one is a Combiner War Brawl, redone in gray and brown with desert camo this time. So looking a little bit closer to like armor hide here. I couldn't remember what the Destron version in Car Robots was called. I can never remember their names. Greejeeper is the only one I remember because it's such a dumb name. But yeah, it's actually not bad. And strangely enough, there are loose joints on it. But strangely enough, the waist connection that never works on the Combiner War version actually does work here. Like, there's actually enough friction in it, which is, again, I kind of assign to the fact that it's just that extra level of surface area that lets some of these connection points and some of these joints work a little bit better sometimes. Now, his right arm has come off on me like every time I look at him, but like, it's still like kind of cool. So that's another thing. Like, and yeah, I just think I like the colors. I like the resculpted head. So Brawl worked. Brawl works. Brawl's cool. Let's throw something a little bit more original at you. Something you might not have seen before. So I don't even know how well you can hear me when I walk all the way over there. Stegosaurus. That's it. Big ol' Stegosaurus. This was like, this stood out so much in the box. Like, so yeah, it's just like straight up a realistic Stegosaurus. There's a little bit of articulation in the front of it. Yeah, super. It's just like a, yeah, it's just like when I say Stegosaurus. So it does fully transform. Because I think everything on SirToys actually is like, well, no, because I actually did get something in the box that wasn't a Transformer. It's just like a really nice looking robot toy, and I had to figure out exactly where it came from. I'll show it off on Twitter when I get the chance to take like close-up photos of it. But yeah, it just looks really cool and functions really well. So I'm not exactly sure where it came from. All right. Separate on me without breaking. Thank you. Oh, flip the feet out. I don't know why I put an accent on that. I apologize to my German fans out there. All right. If I can actually separate all of this. I'm trying to find some spot where I can actually just... Ah, come on. I had thumbnails the last time I did this, so I could actually get in there. And you can see, like, again, like, this doesn't feel knockoff. Like, there's, like, a lot of friction. It's really stiff to actually get all this worked around. All right. And, if I can remember how to do this. All right. That's one. I know it's horribly out of focus. I apologize. I'm not really worried about, like severe critiquing this. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how this thing is functioning. And yeah, look at that. Look at that. Do I have heel spurs to work with? I don't think I do. So yeah, a little bit simple in the articulation as a result. He's going to have barbell curler arms if I try to work his arms any. But yeah, like fully realized, fully fleshed out transformation. And again, a design that is very unfamiliar. And it's not just copying a Dinobot, you know? It's trying to do its own little thing. It's so not copying a Dinobot that, like, this big thing that unfolds into some, like, crazy bow spear thing weapon, I can't even find a good position for it. It just, like, it's just super awkward because it's so huge. I thought I could put it on his back, like some kind of, I thought I could put it on his back, like some kind of, like, weird, like, snarl thing. But there's no real spot to do that. There's a hole in the back that isn't used for the beast mode, for lack of better terminology here. I can kind of put it there. Doesn't really look great, but, you know, it's a spot. It functions. I don't know. But no, it's still another nice surprise to have, like, a fully working figure that's, like, wholly original to me. I have no doubt the engineering came from somewhere. I'm sure if it did, the comment section has already identified it more than once. But for me, yeah, I've never actually played with it. So, yeah, good to actually have it in hand. And if I figure out where it came from, I can actually look more into that toy line and see what else it has in store. So, what else can we do? What else can we do? Where else do we go? I guess, well, let me go to, like, what should be the grand finale, because this was, like, the eye catcher. Look at this beast. Look at this absolute beast. So, what we have here is, it's a red repaint of Combiner Wars Hotspot. However, it is also upscaled to beyond leader class. This is like old school leader class, like Cybertron level leader class. Like, here's my Voyager toy. Look at that. Look at that size. He is a monster. He is a monster of a figure. Super cool. Super cool. And yeah, it does feel a little fire convoy out there for anyone who's paying attention. So really, since this is the Hotspot version of the mold, and it's a repaint, then it is either Generation 2 Hotspot or the different version of Hotspot from Guard City, I want to say the name of the combiner was. God, those... like, the operation combination stuff is just, like, that is super obscure stuff that it's hard for me to keep track of. But there have been 2 different red repaints of Hotspot, and it does strike me as either one, depending on the day. And what's weird about this is there's die-cast parts in it, too. The lower legs are actually die-cast, so the inner part of the lower legs are die-cast. So he's weighty on top of everything else. And it is big and solid. Like, there's nothing skimped on for the engineering. The plastic still feels good. Like, you would be hard-pressed to, like, convince me it wasn't an authentic figure if I didn't know better. Really, really solid. And the combiner ports still function, which really make me wonder, what does the real, like, full-size combiner version of this look like? Because I know there's Protectobots that are done in the same scale. I might want to go after them after this just to see how big that Defensor gets. But that, yeah, that was super cool to see. Super cool to see. Really, 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 really like this one. All right. Let's move on to, like, the last here bit of it. This is kind of finale time, I guess. I'm going to start it with this Bumblebee, which, as far as I can tell, is based somewhat on the Studio Series version of the figure, I want to say. And it is based on the Bumblebee movie Bumblebee, so it is a proper Volkswagen. It's a fire rescue Volkswagen. Don't know how that works, but hey, I'm not going to argue it either. I do like it in this color, actually. Strangely enough, like, it does give me, like, a Bumble Jumper vibe. You know, the red Bumblebee error, release from G1. Kind of cool to see, like, this super version of it, even if that is not the proper intention. Looks really nice in those colors. What can I say? But that's just like the that's just the warm-up act. Let's warm up act. Let me introduce you to someone. So if I can get him to stand up, my new son, going bigger even still. This one does have some loose joint problems. I might try to fix that here and there, because I do enjoy this a lot. Turns out, when you upscale a mold I really don't like in the first place, and then you throw it in my absolute favorite shade of green, I can kind of learn to love it. It doesn't function exactly the same way as that one. As you can see, the back shell doesn't fold up into the back quite as well. So it's just a lot of kibble hanging down off his back. And there's a few panels that don't completely fold in together. But it's a fully realized, supersized version of that deluxe Bumblebee toy. The arm is interchangeable for the gun arm or the standard one. The blade can be removed. Even the face mask is included. So there is a lot going on here when they could have just skipped out on those parts, and I'm really happy they didn't. Like, the whole toy was recreated. And yeah, it's just, there's something about having a Bumblebee this big in these colors that really, really makes me happy. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here, because I got a ton more toys in that box, but I can't cover all of them. So I just want to show some of the standouts that, like, really surprised me, and I kind of took to for one reason or another. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you again to SirToys for playing along and helping me out with now two videos. And who knows, I might dive into the SirToys pile again someday. This time I might actually just go and shop properly and just, like, pick what I am getting rather than leaving it to chance. But nevertheless, I'm intrigued, so we'll see. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.